Facebook and Twitter till the end.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
As long as you mention it. Cool.
Yeah. Alrighty. Fuck. Hello, I'm Kieran. This is Brent and this is Bear. Today we're going to be talking about the Netflix Daredevil TV series. This is our spoiler-filled discussion. So if you're after a spoiler-free discussion, we do have another video that we put up just before this one. So go and check that one out. Yeah, let's get into spoilers.
Everyone dies.
Everyone does die. It's real weird. Like, they renewed it for season 2, so...
Yeah.
Who's
Did
left?
bring like a new thing bad guy in?
I heard that, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, Wesley died.
He's my favorite.
Yeah.
Was he really?
Yes.
Your favourite, though?
Yes.
Like-
he was cool.
He's probably my second favourite, actually.
Yeah?
Daredevil, Wesley.
Okay.
Oh yeah, Daredevil.
He was interesting.
Yeah, Daredevil's in it.
Like, he should be in number 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and they killed that,
Urich.
fucking, yeah.
Ben Urich, yeah.
Who I believe is like a bigger character in the comics.
Yeah.
I didn't think they were going to kill him off purely because he was a minority. I'm
Yeah. They
Netflix
don't.
and balls.
All the other minorities are just cops, like
Yeah.
black cops.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought
so
he was safe just for that reason.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong.
crazy Netflix killing blacks.
Show's got balls.
Perhaps they'll kill a gay man off next season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
you
what
got to
they'll
top
do?
it.
They'll just bring him back next season, but it'll be a white guy. It'll be, oh no, this is Ben Urich.
Oh, don't.
Just cut.
I'm gonna leave it in. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about the final episode a little bit, seeing as we're in
Jumping right.
spoiler zone.
minutes.
Yeah,
You have been warned.
yeah, absolutely. It's quite good, but it's kind of inconsequential.
Yeah.
Everything that happens, his fight with Kingpin, it's not a whole lot happened. It felt very much like the end of season 1 of a show rather than a season finale, I guess. And I mean, it was the end of season 1, so that makes sense. But it felt like it was just like establishing everything, and not as much as of a season finale. But I still really liked it, but I wanted to, I don't know, I guess, like, I don't even know what I wanted, but it was just nothing of a huge amount of consequence
Did
happened.
anyone get a Godfather vibe from it? It's at the end of the Godfather room, but it has that montage of like all the bad guys, or everyone who opposes them, like, getting killed and being taken down.
Yeah,
It
absolutely.
has, like, montage, all like the bad guys getting taken down and everything.
Yeah.
It was a good like comparison as well, because the start of the episode, you're at the funeral, like the good guys have like suffered this massive loss and they're in defeat, and by the end of the episode, they've won. Like the bad guys, it just completely turns the tables in one episode.
Yeah.
I really like that.
I feel like the last episode has bad pacing problems. I feel like the montage started way too early,
Yeah,
and it was quite obvious what was going to happen.
yeah.
I mean, it just felt a little... I think just too obvious is my problem.
Yeah.
It was obvious what was going to happen.
Yeah.
But I still enjoyed it. Like that.
Yeah, I
Bruce
still
scene is
enjoyed
fucking
it.
Awesome.
Yeah,
because
that was
what guys
surprisingly
came
good.
out and everything.
Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah.
As much as I like the kind of writing for Kingpin, I found it really odd the direction they went with him in terms of his status as a crime boss. Like at the beginning of the season, he's completely unknown. You know, no one knows who he is or what he's done. And then we get to kind of the middle or 3/4 mark, and he outs himself as this, you know, good guy's helping the city. And then the end of it, he's locked up in jail. He never really got to be
The Kingpin?
the Kingpin, you know.
Unless
They do
he-
that just to avoid like another origin story that you've seen before.
Well, I reckon...
Possibly. And maybe now that will lead to him becoming, you know, he'll get out, he'll be notorious,
that.
he'll be,
Yeah.
you know.
It was different from what I expected. I like that.
Absolutely.
If you think of it that way, I feel like the whole season was his origin.
Yeah.
And then-
There's a whole episode dedicated to him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because, like half that season was he felt like a main character next to Daredevil.
Yeah, for sure.
Like it was half him and half Daredevil.
And
Yeah,
they weren't
absolutely.
interacting all the time. It was
Had
like
their
the
own
Kingpin and Daredevil show. That was
Yeah.
very much two of them, yeah.
Yeah, he was quite menacing, I felt.
Presence.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though I had a little bit of a problem in his kind of calmer dialogue scenes between people, just kind of his delivery was quite odd. Whether I guess it was intentional, but just didn't really grab me. But when he flipped out and he came towards people, and you had this weird like camera angle on him where his hands are out, like just that was really really effective. It was a very good villain. Yeah, and I don't think Vincent D'Onofrio is like that big of a guy.
Yeah,
I was surprised.
Like he's big, but
no, he's definitely got bigger for the role. For
sure. But like even like height wise, like they had him standing on like apple boxes and camera angles and shit like that. But
I quite like the parts where he loses it. There's one in particular where it's got his friend Leland, and he's threatening him. He's like, "You can't do anything to me. I've got these precautions." And he just goes mental and destroys him.
Yeah.
And just, I didn't expect it to happen.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Like, every time he was like alone with the character, I'm like, well, that guy's dead.
Yeah, but at that point, I thought the same as well. But at the exact point when he did lose, I thought, okay, maybe it won't happen. And then it did. I was like, whoa, okay.
Yeah. Did we all like the scene where he cuts the guy's head off with the door? Maybe not cut is the right word. More just crush.
Yeah.
Like that was...
liquefied it.
And you didn't even really see that much, but it was quite...
Yeah. You saw the body fall down.
Yeah, which was like, oh, fuck.
It seemed kind of... I don't want to use the word realistic, but...
Yeah, well, I mean, I feel like that's how many times you'd have to...
Yeah, I feel like...
bang a car door and pull their
I
head
feel
off.
like, if someone pisses me off
Absolutely.
and I smash their head with the car door, that's probably what it's going to look like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's as close to, I guess. We'll have to try it
Is
sometime.
that the first time he properly loses it?
I'm
pretty sure.
It's a great way to like introduce his rage as like the other side of his character.
I remember at that time too, I didn't think they were going to kill that brother. I thought it was going to be like the two brothers.
As soon as he like interrupted the dinner, I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah, I thought maybe he'll like go after him or kill both of them, but in that particular scene, I just didn't think he was going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. The Russians, they're all kind of out of it by episode 6, 7.
Yeah. I grew to like them. I thought they were a bit one-dimensional, and then
yeah.
I mean, they still were, but the scenes where he was talking to the other Russian, Vladimir. Yeah, that got more interesting.
Nobu?
Yeah.
Nobu.
Even though he didn't rock up as a ninja.
Was anyone else weirded out by that? Like I was watching it, I'm like, oh, is this guy like a superhero now?
Yeah.
Like, is it?
Yeah.
That was real weird. And then they killed him.
Yeah.
They set him on fire and
just let him burn.
that fight scene though, because they kind of intercut that all throughout the episode, and
kind of wish they didn't do that.
Yeah, I wanted
lost the intensity of it
when it caught back up to it.
Yeah.
I'm happy if you just play this whole thing again.
Yeah.
Just same shots, everything. I just want to see this whole thing again.
Yeah.
And he's slicing him, and he's fucking. It was brutal, and it takes him like 3 episodes before he's healed again.
Yeah, and that's one thing we talked about. I feel like all the physical damage that any character takes is pretty realistic in this, and it has lasting consequences.
He gets a scar, I think, here at one point, and it slowly kind of heals over many episodes.
Very good attention to detail.
Really good. I was something like Arrow.
Yeah.
Again, we bring up Arrow. Someone gets into a fight or the shit beaten out of them, and they're normally fine by like the end of the episode, if not the next one.
And a lot of them are just normal.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a CW show. Yeah. That's why they're there. It's definitely not their acting talent.
And his stubble is exactly the same in every episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, when he's on the island, he's got some different wigs.
Yeah.
He's got his like jerk off teen douche wig, and then he's like long.
Something that Mary styling.
Yeah. Do we have anything else spoilery we want to talk about for Daredevil?
Foggy and Karen.
Karen,
yeah, they were just kind of there to get other characters killed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like Karen though.
Yeah.
Did they do anything like at the end? They're like, "Oh, we did this together." Like, well, just that cop and he did everything.
Yeah.
What did you guys really do?
And the whole subplot with the woman, that old.
That got a bit. She was in that too much.
Wait, yeah, surprisingly
much.
And then like the case didn't really go anywhere. It was just a reason for those two like kind of minor characters to get pissed off because Daredevil didn't have a relationship with her. He didn't really care. So it's kind of odd that they put that whole subplot.
Their subplot just didn't really go because they didn't really do anything.
No,
at the end.
he just
like they got some papers and they kind of found something. They didn't really show what they. Like,
do you know who it was? Actually, the person who did the most work for the case was the chick at the other law firm. His old girlfriend. She did more in like the 30 seconds on screen.
She was a weird.
She was very strange.
Character. So
I liked her. I thought she was great.
Yeah.
You thought she was great, or did you thought she was hot?
No, she was. No,
Okay.
I thought she was great.
She was weird. She just liked being. I don't know. It was just such a.
Just strange. Very mixing, very opposite things in like one scene.
Again, very kind of. I felt like she was a bit out of place for the rest of the show, like Foggy. But
I wanted to like him.
I really liked Jessica from True Blood.
Yeah.
What's her name? Karen.
Deborah.
Is it Karen?
Ann Wall.
Yeah.
That's the actress name. Yeah, she's
Deborah Ann
Karen
Wall.
Page.
Yeah.
Yep.
She was. Her performance was like solid the whole way through.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong here. Was she a redhead at the start and then blonde?
I was thinking that.
She did get slowly blonder. didn't she?
Yeah. It seemed progressive, but like you never see her like. That was
That's a
weird.
good point. Yeah.
Yeah. I just remember saying it was just like hit me. I'm like, she wasn't. She
I
wasn't
was thinking
this
that, like,
blonde.
the last 2 episodes, I'm like,
Maybe it's a superhero trend these days.
She's a chameleon of some sort. Yeah. But no, I really liked her performance.
Yeah,
even though the character, like we
Towards
said,
the
was a
end
bit.
was good as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely.
She did a lot better.
She was there trying to kind of bring them back
And I
together.
kind of like how...
There was also no. I kept waiting for it to go to her, fucking one of them two or getting into a relationship, and they never kind of diminished her character to that point.
That would have definitely ruined it.
Like love triangle Alvin.
Yep.
Nope.
And it got right. It kept like when they're having dinner, when she was having dinner with Foggy, and then she goes to his place one time, and it kept like nearing it, and I'm like, no, I quite like her. And the fact that they haven't done this with her, because there's not enough female characters in anything where it's not just about them fucking a guy.
Yeah.
So even this one, who's maybe a little bit underwritten, it's kind of refreshing that they didn't have a go there, and I hope they continue that trend in season 2. You don't have to have every female fuck someone.
Yeah.
Like it. I don't know, but
She's a good character.
Yeah,
I like
absolutely.
how she dealt with all of her stresses at the end.
Yeah.
It was really well done.
People killed.
Your favourite character?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
That
happened.
was really strange.
Wesley.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they could continue the show and never mention that again.
Yeah, was she alright? Did she freak? She freaked out for
She
a little
freaked out a little
bit.
bit.
She
I mean,
sat in her
she
kitchen.
still
They're just
seems-
like,
It's like
alright.
mentioned in like last scene.
Yeah, it's in the last
yeah,
scene.
that-
Because
okay.
he knows something's wrong, but he
Yeah.
doesn't have enough to know what it is.
Yep.
He could easily think it's just everything that's been happening.
And she alludes that she's killed people before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was-
They left a lot,
That was strange.
especially with Ben Urich.
Apparently she has a past that.
That Ben found out about
Yeah.
that. He's dead now, so
Yeah.
yeah.
I think changing subject. There was one weak episode for me, and that was I think it's called Nelson versus
Murdoch. Yeah.
And that's when he finds out that he's Daredevil.
Yeah.
But because Foggy's not a great character and even acted well, it wasn't a great episode.
Yeah, it was.
Quite weak.
I felt like it could have been better. Like you could have
That was
explored.
the big reveal. Someone found out, and it's just.
I think Foggy's reactions were just weird.
And they were very teenager-ish.
Yeah, he was kind of like, oh, you didn't
Can't
tell
go back
me.
to the way we were.
How old are they meant to be?
That's a good
They've
point.
just finished.
20s because they're
Okay.
lawyer degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Charlie Cox is a bit older than
He
the
seems
other guy.
older,
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
I can't tell if that's just a Dumbledore.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Because
when
he
I
looks a
started
lot
watching
younger
it,
when he's clean shaven. He
when
looks
I-
heaps younger.
when I started watching it, and they're saying, we just got out of law school. I'm like, well, you're like 35. Like, you know what I mean? And the other guy, I was like, yeah, I buy that you just got out of law school because.
He looked like he just wearing his dad's suit.
Yeah, exactly.
He really does.
Yeah.
What about Stick? I was quite
Stick,
surprised
yeah.
how little he was in it.
Yeah, I expected more.
Like, all the marketing material and that, and all the trailers, it sort of seemed like he'd be in it for most of it.
I didn't watch any of them.
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
I think I saw the first trailer, and
Okay.
just my impression was that he'd be in it quite a bit. But I also thought we would get, like, and I'm glad we didn't, but I thought we would get so many flashbacks for the origin part.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad we didn't, because that just drives me.
I feel like
nuts.
they're like, people know who Daredevil is.
Yeah.
Even though we've only had that one film. Like, you know, we can give him just enough
He's a
to...
blind Batman.
Yeah,
He's a blind Batman.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Who, I guess he's got a kind of no killing rule. I feel like he
He would if he had to.
Yeah.
He came pretty close.
he threw that guy off a roof.
Yeah.
He didn't know it was...
Yeah, they use that same roof twice.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Yeah.
probably,
Yeah,
yeah.
the same room.
Yeah, because they look over it, it's the exact same dumpster.
It is.
The last time.
Yeah, it is.
Come on.
Yeah.
I liked the vagueness of his powers.
Yeah,
It
they did.
wasn't too spot on, but it wasn't too vague.
They only show you like a little tiny like couple of seconds of what he sees, and it's
Yeah.
like on fire. And I'm glad that they did that
Yeah.
because
It's not just like every time he turns around, it's like world on fire.
yeah, it
Plus,
was
I can buy it too, where you think of someone, you think, okay, so he's a blind person, all his senses sort of mixed together to a slightly different sense to what we're used to. It would be like us describing sight to someone who's never seen in their life.
absolutely.
So him trying to describe it, there was one scene I think where he was talking to Foggy, and he said, I just sort of sense things. And he's like, I can't really explain it. And I thought, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
I was a little iffy on him, like saying how he meditates, and that's why he heals a little more quicker. I
Yeah.
was like,
yeah.
But at the same time, he didn't actually heal like ridiculously.
It was.
it was.
Oh, I don't know. This was one thing I had a little bit of trouble grasping was that because I binge watched this show,
Yeah.
I really lost all
time.
sense of time frame.
Yeah, same.
Like generally a 12 episode season, I feel like is normally it's about 3 months worth of time. Like an episode is a week.
Yeah.
Generally that's how it goes. But I watched it like in
2 days.
yeah,
Yeah, 2
pretty
days.
much
Yeah.
yeah. And I just felt like, you know, at the end, Karen says something like, you know, we've come this far and we've done all this stuff together, and I'm like, I feel like it's been like a week.
weeks.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
but it obviously has been quite a bit
I
longer.
didn't really mention it in the show.
There's not much mention of time.
It's not a problem with the show. It's more a problem with, you know, how you watch it, because you
Yeah.
essentially watch it as a 12-hour movie,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
which is, yeah.
Amazing.
I wonder if they're going to stick to the constraint of like televised format for these Netflix TV shows. Like, you know how you've got an opening credits and you've got all these elements that you have to have on TV, but you don't on Netflix.
I must admit, I felt
I guess it's just a kind of tradition that they don't want to break away
I
from.
liked it.
No, yeah, like it's
Yeah.
I don't dislike it. I'm just saying, like, I wonder if it'll continue like this, or whether they're always going to do things 50-minute episodes, or
There was some like big variation in the timeline.
I thought that was all
the second
one.
last episode was like an hour.
Oh, was it?
59 minutes and
Yeah.
45 seconds.
I didn't
I'm
even.
sure one of them was like under 40 minutes, like just.
Well, that's a good thing. I guess if you because normally they shoot an extra kind of 10 minutes of stuff and cut it out for TV shows.
Yeah.
Especially, you know, the ones that go for 40, 50 minutes. So I guess you wouldn't have to trim it. You don't have to worry about ads.
Netflix is so controlled. They're kind of like, this is what we got. Doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
we can
People
put it
can
out.
binge watch it.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's nothing like even with the longer episodes. There's nothing I really saw and like I didn't really need to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't really
Was-
give anything.
Well edited, I guess.
Yeah, it was very consistent.
Mm.
Like, I think if you probably peaks for me, probably like episode 2 to 4 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, but everything around that was still great. You know, it just didn't quite reach that height again, but overall really consistent. And I can't wait for even Jessica Jones.
Yeah,
Like,
I
what-
sort of didn't have much of an
Nothing
interest,
much.
but now I want all. If it's like that,
yeah.
I'll take all I can get.
One thing I'm kind of disappointed about, and I don't like, nothing's been said about it, but we probably won't get a season 2 of Daredevil until after The Defenders comes out.
What?
So, well, I mean, they haven't said that they're not doing a season 2, but the game plan was Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, Luke Cage, Defenders.
It's like their phase
They wanted
one.
to focus on all of those things, do the Defenders, and then go from there. So they haven't explicitly said, no, we're not doing a season 2 until after.
Do you know what I reckon they'll do?
Well, Jessica Jones comes out this year.
Yeah. I reckon they'll base it off that. Daredevil's come out, it's been amazing. What I think they'll do is, if Jessica Jones comes out and people like it as much or even similar, they'll pop like, people can wait, we'll do the Defenders. But I reckon if people don't like it or don't think it's as great...
You don't think they'll stick to Iron Fist and Luke Cage?
I think they will, but I think they'll bring out Daredevil quicker than what they intended.
I don't see people liking Luke Cage that much.
Oh, really? I don't know anything about him. But I have...
Did you know that's where Nicolas Cage got his name?
his real name's Nicholas Coppola.
I do.
He likes Luke Cage so much that he changed his name.
His son's name's Kal-El.
Yeah.
Literally Kal-El.
Don't do that to your kids. So, I guess if you're famous, it's alright, because
Still not.
that's probably not.
No,
Famous people get bullied too.
They do.
Actually, more so.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. Yeah.
You've got the entire internet on your back.
Yeah.
So is that kid named Kal-El Cage? That's awful. Poor kid.
So is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Sure, because the way we watched it just kind of all blurred together. It's harder to separate
Yeah.
episode from episode.
Yeah, I can't really...
It's all one big thing, isn't it?
I remember that, the corridor thing was in episode 2, and...
You know what I'm really fucking glad of? Because every time they make a new superhero show, they try to fucking put as many villains they can into it. Do you remember this guy? Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Oh, remember this guy?
And they're, cheap and half done.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there was only really... and that other guy, Nobu.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm saying his name wrong every time I say it.
Yeah.
People are going to be commenting, you're a racist. And, he was kind of maybe, I don't even know if he's a big villain though, so who knows, but that was weird how he just kind of rocked up. But apart from that, there was no other villains, was there?
I'm trying to think if he was in Elektra. Yes, I watched Elektra, it was the baddest.
I think I saw Elektra when it came out.
Pretty bad.
Terrible.
Stick was in that too.
Oh, really?
Stick was in that, and I believe it was, what's his name? The guy that plays Zod in the old movies. Terrence Stamp.
Oh, yeah.
It was Terrence Stamp who played Stick.
They make a reference to Elektra saying he dated a Greek girl in high school. Was that kind of...
I was wondering that as well.
Do you remember? So when it's a flashback...
I remember.
Yeah.
I didn't put that together.
Yeah.
Just blocked it out. Just blocked it out all Elektra.
Yeah. That was a weird... I can't remember it. Were there ghosts in it?
Yep.
Yeah, it was all weird shit in it. It was bizarre. Remember, she was brought back to life.
Who brought her back?
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it maybe Stick?
Maybe.
Okay, enough Elektra.
Yeah, alright. No one
Yeah.
cares about Elektra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Such a great show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. I just want more. I feel like I'm probably going to watch an episode a week now, again, just because I binged it. I want to absorb it a bit more.
I'm really excited for the Defenders.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a mini Avengers. It's...
Yeah.
I don't know, even though you're not a fan of Luke Cage.
If it's fucking rated MA again,
Yeah,
you get an adult fucking...
It will be.
Yeah.
Because Netflix don't give a shit about ratings. It's your parents' responsibility to put the child thing on.
Yeah.
They start watching Daredevil. It's not our fault. Yeah. We're getting our subscription.
Oh, what did we all think of the red suit in the final episode?
I loved it.
I thought it was great.
It's getting so much fucking shit on the internet. So much hate.
He's a fucking idiot.
I mean, I'm the guy who didn't think the movie was a piece of shit. And it looks 10 times better than the
weird,
leather shit suit.
I don't actually think Daredevil's suit is ever really, I see pictures from comics and stuff and I'm like...
There's a fair bit of variation. He's red and has horns.
Yeah, and it's just kind of a leather... I don't know, it looks weird. I'm not a huge fan of his costume normally. Yeah. But,
This is very tactical.
You took the word right out of my mouth.
Yeah.
It is, and it makes sense in the context of the story. They build it up. And that shot of him jumping off the roof at the end with them both. That was.
And I really like how there's progression as well. He starts off with the suit, just the skin tight with the bandana, and then he gets the shit kicked out of him. Like that scene where he nearly died, which was I thought was pretty believable when he was fighting Nobu.
Yep.
He was like so close to death.
Yeah.
Kind of like might need to get a new suit.
Stomach nearly ripped out. But yeah.
And then so he gets the new suit. It's all padded, and then he gets the sticks, like not just the wooden ones, the proper sticks.
He still gets the shit beat out of him.
He does. Yeah. But at the end, he still like when he runs and he jumps off, he still doesn't have like the grapple.
Oh.
He has a grapple. Remember from so it's still progressing. And they did quite clearly say that this suit was version 1. Actually, it doesn't even have a logo on it anywhere.
Yeah, he's normally got the D.
Yeah.
The 2 Ds like crossing over.
Yeah, so I mean, I thought it'd be real. I thought the last scene was going to be him jumping off and shooting the grapple last second.
Yeah.
Didn't happen.
Yeah, no.
Thought, okay, they're leaving some stuff.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
Yeah. That's cool.
That suit though.
Yeah. And when Kingpin's hitting him and you can see the sparks fly, like, okay, he's got protection now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He would have been quite dead if he hadn't got that suit. He really would have.
Good timing.
Yeah. It only takes 4 life-threatening.
So he probably would have kicked the absolute shit out of Nobu if he had that suit on.
Absolutely.
Like
Maybe,
yeah.
I just felt like Nobu was so high above his skill level that they had to rely on. Oh, you can't beat him, let's just throw something else in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very Deus Ex.
I liked the bit towards the start, I think it might have even been the second episode, where he mentions he went after, I think it was the Russians, and he's like, yep, I got fucked up, I was outnumbered, it was a bad decision.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Sure.
No? Not at all?
I don't
I do.
Yeah. But
yeah.
I know what you mean, how it does all kind of blend in together.
Yeah.
It's like just one
It
big...
did feel very Batman Year One.
Yeah.
Especially the episode where he's stuck in the warehouse and he's surrounded.
Yeah, and then in Year One he calls the bats, doesn't he?
Yeah. Like they've got the crooked SWAT team coming in together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm watching this
was.
episode. I'm watching this as Batman Year One.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Fisk kind of had his own plot line.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't just, oh, and here's the bad guy and here's what he's been doing bad guy stuff. It was like him developing and trying, like he wasn't in full control. He was still answering to these other organizations.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like
he wasn't the kingpin yet.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't even reference him to that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
I was even getting to the stage where I was wondering if they were ever going to call him Daredevil.
Yeah, that was only right at the end in the paper, wasn't it?
I saw that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was. I would probably go so far as to say that, say we had to put this in our Marvel Cinematic Universe ranking, I would probably...
It's better than a lot of the movies.
I'd probably put it like maybe number 4.
I might even go higher. I mean, I'm off the high of the weekend of watching it.
Yeah.
But
I'm trying to be realistic because I know I'll like go back and like I don't know exactly where it would go. I feel like probably Cap 2's I prefer.
For me,
but then again, it's so hard because Cap 2 was 2.5 hours and this is like 12. Like we've got
more development and everything.
Yeah, it is. It's tough to kind of, but you can like it's up the top. It's
on a straight comparison. I think it's better than Cap 2 because the ending of Cap 2 falls apart a bit.
Yeah.
Like if you were to it's hard to say, but I'd definitely put, for me, 2 or 3. I mean, at the moment, 2 or 3. Avengers and Cap are usually my tied number 1. I'd probably
the Galaxy's probably up there.
I'd probably put this number 2, and then Guardians.
Thinking.
Probably behind Daredevil.
I was thinking like Avengers, Cap 2, Guardians, Daredevil. Like.
Yeah.
But in saying that.
But they have the advantage of $200 million a piece.
Yeah.
So it's
but
again
like in that Cap 2 and all those, a lot of Marvel films fall apart in the last act. I feel like the falling apart of Daredevil is the subplot with Karen and Foggy, because it doesn't really do much. It doesn't really go anywhere. It just gets people killed.
Yeah.
Like it's not an integral part to the outcome of the show.
It's more actually to Kingpin's.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like Karen had a bit more to do than Foggy.
Yeah.
Like, even though, again, kind of.
And I know it's the character and everything, but in the real world, what kind of a lawyer would go by the name of Foggy? I don't even think they call him...
that shit. That's...
I don't even think they would
F.
call
Nelson.
him
Like...
Franklin at all. It's Franklin Nelson, isn't it?
Is it?
I think it's Franklin Foggy Nelson.
What the fuck?
So it's not like some weird thing where it's like, oh, that's his real name.
Okay.
It's his nickname.
I can never tell with
So-
Marvel comics. They've all got
Yeah, good point.
A
But
lot of alliteration and shit.
yeah.
did you like how at the end with Kingpin, it's sort of like when he walked in the cell, it panned back and he was wearing white?
And
There's a bit
and he
of a
looked at the
thing
wall again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That-
but you know his comic book suit is an all white
Yeah,
suit. So
yeah,
I thought, are they
absolutely.
trying to?
Is it white jacket and then like red pants or something like that?
No, it's all white. I think he wears
Is it?
like some warm, maybe beige color shirt, but
Okay.
it's all white. Yeah. It was a good translation from how you do that character as a comic.
Yeah.
I think it was pretty well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just glad we got an adult superhero show.
Yeah.
And it's like, do the Marvel Cinematic Universe need any more fucking success? Like,
Yeah.
Needed
They're
more good.
Like I think anyone.
well,
yeah.
I think for the most part they've done a pretty good job of it.
I think-
50-50 at the moment.
No, I think most people would
50-50 is
agree.
pretty fucking good. Tell me like another series that's this expensive that's 50-50. Like something. First of all,
Lord of the Rings,
Well-
The Hobbit.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, Alien.
exactly. It's all
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And even
There's so many of them.
and this is only since 2008. Like
Yeah.
it's been
Yeah.
7
Hasn't-
years.
It hasn't even
Too
been
much.
10 years.
Huh?
I feel like just pump them out too fast.
In some cases, but you get films like Guardians, Cap 2, Avengers, like for the most part, I mean I said this in the other video, I don't think they've done anything that maybe Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. But I don't think they've done anything, I know your thoughts on Thor, whatever, but I don't think they've done anything that's bad. Like they've done things that don't work as well as other things, and even Iron Man 2, which least favorite, it's still fine, I can watch it.
Yeah.
I'll put it on. It's
not, like,
got some good
offensive.
set pieces, and yeah, like there's nothing in any of the movies that it's like, you know, there's some grating shit. There's,
Yeah.
but I don't know. They're steamrolling along, and Avengers 2 comes out, you know, another week,
I'm just
and
worried they're going to run out of steam. Or like the audience is going to run out of.
it's just
You know, but this is just like I thought a little bit the same, but Daredevil, I don't know, was different enough.
when you keep it this
It's
fresh.
just- yeah.
Are they going to keep keeping it this fresh, or is this just Netflix keeping it fresh?
Doesn't matter. They're
No,
all
it's
Netflix
it's
shows.
them. Like
yeah.
it's
Nothing
the
gets
studio
done
making
without-
these decisions. Like as much as we don't like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I'm not sure what your thoughts on Agent Carter are. I didn't really like it that much.
If it's a thing.
It appeals to a ABC audience.
think
It's been going for 2
all right.
seasons.
It's kind of. I don't like S.H.I.E.L.D., but I watched probably the first 4 episodes of Agent Carter, and probably wasn't good enough to keep me watching it. But I didn't. It was way better than S.H.I.E.L.D.
yeah.
That's not hard, but it was way better than S.H.I.E.L.D.
I think I watched like 2 episodes of Agent Carter.
Yeah,
I was like,
it's kind of just
seen enough.
yeah.
I know she doesn't die.
There was one bit I think where she's like fighting. I'm pretty sure on top of a truck, and I'm just like,
There's no suspense.
You're just a chick. Not just that, she's doing
Oh.
like flips and punching this dude. I'm like, this dude outweighs you by like
Yeah.
20%. Like he would kill you.
I'm
I,
interested I'm assuming they're going to bring in a new big bad for season 2.
Yeah.
I feel like Kingpin will still be a major player.
Major player.
He'll be the overarching kind of.
Who's that other main bad guy who was in the fucking Ben Affleck film?
Oh, Bullseye.
Bullseye.
Yeah.
He's
Might
the
come
main
in.
one.
Or like that gal lady might come back.
Well,
Yeah.
as far as I'm aware, Daredevil has quite an expansive kind of rogues gallery. You know, like a lot of heroes.
But he crosses over a lot with Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, well they're both kind of street
isn't
level.
Yeah. The ultimate Spider-Man
Yeah.
universe, isn't it? Fisk, who's like his first main enemy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Fisker's I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Is he?
they're all in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Fisk is definitely a prominent Spider-Man villain as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's-
I think is he more so Spider-Man? I'm not sure.
Say in the Ultimate Universe.
Yeah. Again, depends which universe you go for.
Yeah.
But no, it's pretty good. But so does when Marvel has the rights to use Spider-Man, is that for anything or just this movie?
It's a good question. And they've got him for Civil War as
Yeah.
well.
So I'm wondering, could they put in a cameo or something? Or
I mean, like
that'd be kind of cool.
Kevin Feige said, you know, from here we can see how these characters do, and we can bring them into the movies if we want to.
Yeah.
And Daredevil
Oh, that'd be amazing.
can go alongside Robert Downey Jr. Like
Oh, yeah.
on an acting level, on a character level, whatever way you want to look at it, this guy's got like the chops to stand among the biggest stars in Hollywood. Like he was that good as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah.
He pulled it off. I can see him being in a movie. Maybe they'd do his suit up a little more just to make it movie quality.
Yeah. Like Captain in Avengers.
Yeah. But his first suit isn't that bad. Like
No, his first
it's still
suit's
good
better
enough.
than Avengers, so.
But yeah, like I just want to see more Daredevil. Like it was.
I didn't get enough.
My expectations were high for it and they were exceeded. 100%.
Which is.
I didn't give a single flying fuck about this show.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So you're really like.
Yeah, exactly. Well, like Marvel, Daredevil.
Yeah.
Even
Like
more.
Batman, do I give a shit?
I think you sent me a thing on Facebook. You're like, holy shit, is this rated MA?
Yeah.
And it was slowly like, and then it was like over the course of a night, I was out and I get a message every now and then. It'd be like, fuck, that was really cool. Oh, I quite like this. This is great. And I was like, a couple hours later, you're like, yeah, I love Marvel now.
I was like, oh, 6 episodes down.
Yeah.
That's a testament in itself. And also, it had the stigma of coming back from the movie. Everyone hated the movie.
Absolutely, yeah. And they did.
One of the reasons I didn't give a shit about this movie.
Yeah.
Like, I've mentioned a few people who don't really keep up with comics and everything and comic book movies. And I said, I've been watching Daredevil, it was really good. And they're like, what? That thing with Ben Affleck. And they're like, that was a piece of shit.
Yeah, I've recommended it to a lot of people at work.
It's a
they do
TV
the same.
show because, like, even I'm a bigger DC fan. I love DC. I don't give a shit about any of the DC shows.
Yeah, that's
because,
true.
Like, they're for kids and like teenagers. Like, they're all like good looking. They go out. Everything's fine. It's like a fucking sitcom.
They're all on the CW.
I expected Daredevil to be the same. Like, I went in knowing nothing. I didn't watch any of the trailers. I knew nothing about this. And I just went in. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
This is how it should have been fucking done in the first place. Fuck you, Gotham.
It's better than most action movies that come out these days.
Yeah.
Like, it's just solid, really solid.
I just wish the fighting kept up to quality, like the fighting action scenes, quality stayed high.
But at the end of the day, you got to remember it is a TV show. So, like, they've got the constraints of, even though it's Netflix, they've got the budgetary and the time constraints to get this thing out. So, the fact that we got the action as good as we got it, I feel like, maybe they'll give them a bit more leeway next time, maybe a little bit more time to perfect it. And I never thought the action was bad. Just like you said, it could be. It could be tighter. It could be, wider angle, a bit further back.
Especially that fight scene, it was a lot of quick cuts.
But I could always tell what was going on, which was good. It was just that, they probably spent all their time on that corridor scene. So, But, absolutely fantastic. So I guess we wrap it up here, unless you've got anything else.
No. Good show.
I know we'll cut and I'll think of 10 million things.
Yeah. Well, let us know what you thought of the Netflix Daredevil TV show. Obviously, we all just spent an hour going crazy over it. So, you can find us on Twitter and on Facebook, and we'd love for a bit of interaction with people. Let us know, kind of what you think of what we thought and what you thought about the show. And all of those things are in the description below. I'm Kieran, this is Brent, and that's Bear. And we'll see you next time.